A comment was made in one of the comment sections, I think from my latest video, in which someone who declares to be a supporter of mine, and clearly is, but who was critical of the fact that I didn't tend to focus too much on whatever the Labor Party may have been doing, and it seemed to be mostly around right-wing politics. It's a criticism which I do accept, and I'm going to try and rectify. Now, I've given this a considerable thought, and I have always been critical of any political party who does not display a progressive response or attitude to cultural and social issues that are happening in my country. So, to some extent, I'm going to simply, I guess, I'm going to try and answer that question as best way as I can. And I'm going to do it this way. Imagine a country where billionaires and big corporations actually paid their fair share of tax. Imagine what that would be like for a moment. A country where wealth wasn't hidden in shell companies or shuffled offshore. Now, imagine what that money could do, not for the top 1%, but actually for everyone else. So today, I'm going to look at what actually that means. So I'm going to look at the way we can explore what Australia could achieve if the government, I don't know how to put this, there's only one way to put it. If the government had the courage to tax the rich and invest in its people. I know this is a radical view, but it's something which has concerned me for some time and which relates to all colours of politics. It's not just the right, it's also the left. Let's start with the basics, I guess, which is health. If we increase taxes on the wealthy and big corporations, we could finally have a Medicare system that covers things like dental and mental health. Mental health in particular is a big issue, and we really need to think about ways by which we can help people to manage that. Think about that. No more putting off seeing a dentist because of the cost, and many people find themselves in that situation. No more kids waiting months for mental health appointments, and certainly more services could be spent, or more money could be spent on youth and their mental health. We could also properly fund aged care, ensuring carers are paid what they deserve and older Australians get the dignity they've earned. That's not socialism. In fact, everybody, I believe that that's basic decency. So then it brings us, I guess, to education and the opportunities that we should be able to see and we should be able to manifest through a better education system, given that we are a wealthy country and that we do have and should have that available to us. Now, imagine free TAFE and university again. A country where young people can pursue their talents without starting adult life buried in debt. I think that is crucial, critical in fact, to our well-being. We could fund universal early childhood education, giving every child the best possible start, while freeing up parents, mostly women, to join the workforce. And there's an opportunity there also to fund services, family care services, so that those people who are on lower incomes, who simply need a break, can get that break by sending their children to a childcare centre, and they get the modelling, they get the attention, that sometimes, unfortunately, those kids do not get in their home. This isn't a dream, it's a policy choice. When the rich pay less, opportunity disappears. When they pay their fair share, opportunity expands for absolutely everyone. We could, in fact, use that revenue to build tens of thousands of new public and affordable homes. And even though it's being done at the moment, it's not enough. We could end homelessness, reduce rental stress, create real security for people who've been locked out of the housing market for decades, and some for future decades. Instead of subsidies for investors hoarding property, imagine those funds going into actual homes for real families. That's what we call nation building. With fairer taxation, we could accelerate renewable energy, invest in electric transport, and make Australia a global leader in green technology. We could fund regional rail, urban transport, and climate resilience projects that protect our communities from the fires and floods to come. This isn't just about saving the planet. It's about creating tens of thousands of sustainable jobs. And those jobs we know are there and are part of the immigration program to bring people in who can fill them when we can't fill them ourselves. We could finally raise JobKeeper and disability support payments to a level where people can actually live, not just survive. We could provide universal basic services so no one falls through the cracks when times get tough. And let's be honest, this money doesn't vanish. When lower and middle income Australians have more to spend, it goes straight back into local business. Fairer taxes mean a stronger economy, not a weaker one. So what I'm suggesting is that we have a fairer society. When governments invest in fairness, something else happens. The social fabric starts to mend. We stop treating poverty as a personal failure and start recognising it as a political choice. We build a culture that values care, community, and compassion over greed and self-interest. And that, right there, is how you make Australia great again, without the red hat. And I do mean that. Heaven forbid. If you believe in an Australia where fairness is more than a slogan, I ask you to hit subscribe, share the video, and join the conversation, because together we can demand a system that works for everyone, not just the wealthy few. This is an important topic and I guess it's bipartisan. It's something that affects all of us and that all of us can do something about. I'm Tony Tonkin, and remember, you matter, facts matter.